viewers, thank you very much for watching Punchline, Africa television broadcasting from the Political Command Center in Africa. Thank you. This is Dr. David Matanga with the panel of Miriam co-host and Daniel Wesonga, our investigative partner, the journalist in this television station. Good morning, viewers. My role today is very simple: to lay down facts and to look through as an editor in the editor's memo and compare notes together with Miriam, which section was not properly covered, and we do analysis. We shall call it, I have sent them to you already, Stephen. I will go to fact check. We are doing what we call fact check. Right or false? So fact number one, the editor's memo picks from Musalia Mudavadi's speech as a fallacy. And that is, he said, the present predicaments are not different from the economic meltdown that I successfully handled in the early 1990s as Kenya's finance minister. That is a fallacy. To show the facts, put on the video. I want my viewers to focus on that video, because that's what I'm going to do for the whole of this week, to break down Mudavadi's speech to the people of Kenya and those who will pick my clips and our clips. So fact number one, is it a fact? Yes, he was a minister. Is it true that he faced the same challenges? No. Is it true that he solved the problems that were there? No. Is it true that he was very efficient in the fight against corruption? No. So put on the video.
Makamu Rais, mimi niliona Musalia Mudavadi anamkosoa waziri wa fedha Henry Rotich. Mimi nikashangaa. Nikapatana na Musalia Mudavadi hapa kwa mkao wengine Nairobi juzi. Nikamwambia, wewe ulikuwa waziri wa fedha? Akanambia ndio. Wakati wake ndio Patni akaiba pesa mingi Kenya. Hakuna waziri wa fedha tangu Kenya ipate uhuru ambaye pesa ziliporwa kuliko wakati wa Musalia Mudavadi. Golemba, kama kuna mwizi mkubwa wa waziri wa fedha wa Kenya wamtafute kila mahali, ni Musalia Mudavadi. Wakati alikuwa waziri wa local government, bunge la 10, mimi nilikuwa ndani, Musalia Mudavadi alipatikana katika ile kashfa ya makaburi. Alikuwa ameiba makaburi huko Machakos. Sasa wewe nikuulize mtu wa bure hapa. Mtu alienda kuiba makaburi, akapanga njama ati watu wafufuliwe, ajenge manyumba hapo. Huyo mtu anaweza kutuambia maneno ya ufisadi? Hapana.
The viewers from the editor's memo, those viewing who don't understand Swahili, I want Miriam knows how to summarize it and paraphrase it. In short, Honorable Eden Duale was telling people, was telling the Kenyans and the world that Mudavadi was not a clean man. That during the days of Mudavadi as a minister of finance, corruption increased. Golden Bag, Pastor Patini, Kamlesh Patini, who is still running around this continent preaching one Bible in the Bible in one hand and the money in the other hand, was the key hallmark, the hallmark of Mudavadi's legacy. Now, the fact is this. And I'm reading the fact. It is embarrassing that one of the biggest highlights of Musalia Mudavadi tenure as a Minister of Finance was the Golden Bag scandal, which every political pundit have argued is the biggest so far economic fraud that was committed under Musalia Mudavadi. I don't want to overemphasize. I am dealing with the fallacy of Musalia Mudavadi. He is a prophet of doom. Let me come to the point again. In African culture, anybody who sells a cemetery is cursed. If you try to sell your father's grave, I swear you will never have peace. You can sell all the land you have, but never to sell your father's grave or your mother's grave or the grave of your children. Musalia is tried to sell an entire cemetery in Mavoko in Machakos. Today, that curse still follows Musalia Mudavadi. That's a fact. Fact check number one. He talked falsehood. I want my team to comment. My team, Miriam, comment. 1, 2, 3 comments.
Yeah, and I think that speaks out because yesterday he was busy, speaking of corruption, and he took a good amount of time speaking about corruption and condemning corruption. And you would think he will do that because, he has a clean past. But as we know, some of those cases are out there. They're a matter of public knowledge. So I think that goes to speak about the hypocrisy that we saw yesterday play in a lot of things that he said, but also generally in the Kenyan politics. So he does not have the moral authority to lecture us about corruption and how to fight corruption in this country, and present himself as a person who can successfully fight corruption in this country. Yet he has joined somebody who has been constantly been accused of corruption, and there are cases that we've seen even play out in the Kenyan courts that have linked this person with these cases of corruption. And but still he did not have a problem to join that. So I think the hypocrisy on Mudavadi's part has to stop.
Thank you very much, Miriam Wesonga. I will summarize what Miriam has said.
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Masanga David. And of course, even us who are watching from home were actually perturbed that Musalia Mudavadi had to choose such a particular event where William Ruto, the deputy president, was in attendance and talk about corruption without looking William Ruto in the face and telling him all that. Because anyone who has been in Kenya long enough knows who the emblem of corruption is. Anyone who has been in Kenya enough knows whoever has never stood and defended the fight against corruption. Anyone who has been in Kenya long enough knows who has been derailing the fight against corruption. So to me, I think it was a bit hypocritical, just like Miriam says, because Musalia Mudavadi ought to have directed all that to William Ruto. And when he's talking about thieves stealing from the government, being inside the government, and also talking about the bad economy and how Kenyans are suffering. And in return, he's actually in a meeting where the deputy president of a country, number 2 in command, is actually seated there. I think it is a bit hypocritical. And to me, I believe it was done just for political expediency. And there's no good leadership that Musalia Mudavadi can offer to this country. I believe, Dr. Masango, you have been able to actually explain scenarios where he was entrusted with power, but he never did as expected. So to me, I believe he's just maybe cloud chasing and maybe making promises that any other politician would make, however unreasonable they are. So I believe it made no sense for him to maybe level such accusations, whereas facts confirm otherwise.
Thank you. Both of you have hit the nail on the coffin. He did not tell us the truth about his tenure of office, which was characterized by plenty of corruption, scandals. The biggest scandal in Kenya's economic history is the Golden Bag scandal, where billions and billions of shillings were taken out, and the people still, actually, they pay him money and they pay him homage and they pay him rights. The Indians that surround some of the most influential Indians that are surrounded near Mr. Mudavadi, both personally and socially, are the same people that he helped Miriam. Let's move on to number 2. I am trying to demystify number 2. Is very clear. A formalized, Mr. Mudavadi said, the government is now about to formalize the corruption through budgeting to steal. We have allowed the criminal mind to take the budgeting process. It budgets for corruption. I want to bring that is a false statement. Why? Ichungwa, Kimani Ichungwa, the MP for Kikuyu, a close ally of William Samoya Sungoi Ruto, the man who lives from Sungoi, was seated just behind Ruto, smiling with white teeth, both of them. Ruto planted Kimani Ichungwa on the budgeting committee. Duale, who was seated behind Ruto on the same podium, all these were members of the budgeting committee. What Ichungwa was doing was to raise the amount of tenders and the money in the various ministries. Then Ruto would go to the managing directors. Money is allocated to the ministry. Look at the Minister of Education, Kipsang. You saw the amount of money that was siphoned through textbooks. Who was behind it? Look at the Minister of Oil, Energy, Petroleum, whose son was doing a tender in Kenya Oil Pipeline. Ruto's son, Nick, who was just married. Congratulations, my son. I have no quarrel with you, with the children when you get married, because I get worried they could be married. So I'm happy you married. But congratulations does not mean you did not steal from Kenya Pipeline. Look at the statement made. You are talking of Kenyatta because my role here as the legacy trend, I defend President Kenyatta. So you can go and hang. What will you do to me? I'm defending him pro bono. If you want to accuse me, it's not me. You made a speech. Even in the parliament, people talk about your speech. Mr. Mudavadi gave us a manifesto. We are interrogating the manifesto, Miriam. So there's nothing wrong with me interrogating Mr. Mudavadi's manifesto. He told a lie that formalized the corruption in the budget. But the people who formalized the corruption in the budget was Ruto and Imani Ichung'wah and Edwale, who were in the audience. It is laughable, therefore. When you are bought, you are usable. I don't want to say a word about Mudavadi. That will be the landmark talk of the year. But at a certain point, when politics starts, we are going to say it. When the whistle starts on the 9th, as Luya, we are people who say it. We shall tell Mudavadi. As Luyas, I'm a Luya man. In fact, I'm very upset in my heart as an elder of Luya community for a huge big guy like Mudavadi to be used by, I think I better say this word, but Miriam will not be happy. Let me eat it back. It is very sad to be used. To be used to say words. You know, when you have been paid money, and every time when you are reading a speech, you are thinking of the money in their bank account, in Mr. Harun Ayadini's bank account, how you are going to fly to Turkey and collect the money. How Tessie is going to fly with you, collect the money, Mr. Mudavadi. You will not get the votes, I swear. The gods are against you people. You will not get the votes in Kenya. Kenyans should not be stupid. We are going to interrogate this topic widely and let the government, let the people, let Azimio, La Umoja people, let Musyoka do what. In fact, for me, I would encourage Musyoka also to sharpen so that now we have seen where the sides are. Musyoka, Gideon, sharpen with Wanjigi. Wanjigi, mumuwache sasa. Tukuja pande hii. Let Ruto and Mudavadi be on the ballot against the rest of Kenyans. Walai, walala, utaona. Mudavadi has got bad luck. Jigs. What is it called, Mr. Wesonga? It's called a jigs. Am I right?
Yes, you are very right. It's a jigs.
Akona bad luck like Kofi Annan. Where he touches, you don't succeed. So Ruto, thank you for removing a burden from us. Those who believe in a united Kenya, of a man who has suffered for this country. Raila Amolo Odinga. The speech, I have looked at the words of David Ndii, and I discovered a few words of David Ndii were in the speech. And I thank God that both Ruto and Mudavadi, their exams are written for. Because I know who wrote Ruto's PhD. Mwizi. We know who wrote the PhD of Ruto. In fact, if you gave Ruto to write one paper of his thesis, he might not write. Kenyans, medium, hallelujah. If you gave Ruto and locked him in a room and say, write one page, one chapter of your thesis, he cannot write. I know who wrote the thesis. We have done all this. We are waiting for the whistle. We are waiting for the whistle. Then tupatie Azimio, Baba, Intel, Atagonga. Baba is an orator. Baba is an orator. Baba is an orator. He has suffered. We were with him in Kenya. Wewe Ruto ulikuwa unatusumbua sana wewe during the Kenya days. Lakini wewe sasa muende huko. You go. I will support a liberator, but not a mafia. So, phase number 1, editor's memo. This one is going to be an interesting every morning until we finish the story of Mr. Mudavadi and usable. Mr. Usable. Use it. That's in Lugisu. Ruduya. In Ruya, but Kukundu Bakoholisa Boholis. You know, let me be in my national language so that the Ruya and Kagamega Bihiga hear me. This is used. Kukwa Nabakoholisa Boholis. Wetangula should be hearing this. Umundu Bamuholisa Busa. Bakoholisa Busa Kukwana Walele. I'm speaking Luya today so that Luya can, you know, Mudavadi thinks I cannot campaign there. In fact, I can get more votes in Luya than Mudavadi. Walele, Kukwana, walele. Being used. I don't want to use that word. I'm a Christian. He's being used. He was even told that on Wednesday, let's go to Nakuru. On Friday, because the money is in a bank in Harun Ayadin. In Western, they are going to receive money more from the source in Uganda. I have already picked that. But we are slowly closing this source in Uganda. Mr. President of the Republic of Kenya, don't worry. We are helping you. Soon we shall catch them with the money in bags. Then we shall put them on trial. Am I now coming out clear? My voice has even opened up, man. Hallelujah. Because I'm speaking the truth. Raila has suffered for this country. You cannot just go and insult him like the way Mudavadi was insulting. A man who drinks and urinates in his trousers in a bar. Have you seen Raila doing that? Kukundu kuno kubinabi. The song have become very upset. You have embarrassed me.
You have the...
You have embarrassed me as a Ruya man. You are kingdom. You come to us for salvation. We have never come to you for salvation. But I'm embarrassed of a man being told, I want you to go and do a rally in Nakuru. I want you to go and do a rally in Western, in Mount Kenya, with me, because you have been paid. Why can't women ask these people, where did you get this money? I don't think my wife will leave me to enjoy that type of money. If I go beyond the money and they see me hiding these things in the house, I will be thrown out. You will call police, Metropolitan Police in London to take me down. Some people are enjoying the money. They come, they bring their children to sing poems for us. What well? So the fallacy number 2 is there. The people who were doing the budget were on the podium. The people who were doing the budget were on the podium. Kimani Ichung'wah, Adan Duale, the whole entire committee of brigade of UDA that stole money, that was budgeting and sending to the procurement, you know, the procurement. Do you know who was heading the procurement in Kenya? Miriam and Wesonga. Do you know who was the head of procurement that was so corrupt? Do you know the man who is in the ICC now, called Paulo Chijeru, was the head of the procurement team of Ruto? The same lawyer was the same person that all this budget, which Mudavadi talked about, was being sent to the procurement, public procurement, what is it called? Organization, which scrutinizes tenders. And Paulo Gicheru gave Ruto all the tenders. That's why in 2013, Ruto was getting all the tenders from the procurement tender board, awarded to his cronies. So who is the thief here? Mudavadi was talking, isn't it laughable that ANC party leader stands on a platform to speak about corruption, yet he has officially teamed up with a high priest of corruption called William Samoei Ruto of Sungoi, who steals money from Uganda. Launders not stealing. The rally in Western is this time intelligence systems and the security check this out. We shall supply the list now, so that anybody with entry of that name is carrying the money. We know where the money is coming from. The Uganda government has sealed all the loopholes, and I want to thank President Museveni, His Excellency President Yoweri Museveni, for listening to Masanga for the first time. And the Ruto thinks he can screw me in Museveni's place. I don't want to use a word. Let me just keep quiet. You are done, my brother. Fly there now. Fly there. Get your helicopter and fly to Uganda. Try it. Ruto, bare knuckles. Try to fly to Uganda today. You took us a terrorist who kills us. You fly there today. Fly there. Nyenye mnatisha hapa watu Kenya. Fly to Uganda today. You went there to screw politics that Masanga. What were you screwing politics there? What has Masanga done? You think Masanga cannot talk to Museveni? I talked to him. Now you fly there. Leo nikwambie wazi usikie wewe. Try to fly there with your lights. You can wear the yellow color, and in fact he is regretting why you even wore their color. They are regretting. They are watching you. Fly there. We know what you do. We have not analyzed the Ugandan social media on you, Mr. Ruto, for dealing with some things in Uganda. Utaona. It will be hidden. You will not even have these votes. Fly to Uganda with Yadin now and go and show us the factory. Anybody hearing this step, tell Mr. Ruto that Matanga is ready to hire that helicopter. And you fly to Uganda for it to come back. Where? You don't play politics. You are still very young. You are spoiling your politics. You have a squad that eliminates people here in Kenya. Who doesn't know it? You want to eliminate everybody, threaten everybody. You are threatening Kenyatta. Kila mtu na threaten. Juma nani, watu wote. Even Kirongo yesterday got annoyed and they did not come for the funding. Then Mudavadi tells us the only person we thought was worth it in Kenya comes to join hands with an architect of all these reckless things in Kenya. And you want us to clap hands. That is editor's memo number 2. Therefore, it can be brought on the screen for people to read. Honorable Mudavadi, new political pattern has been the biggest impediment on the war on corruption by offering political asylum to graft suspects and condemning the DCI. You are now, yesterday you saw Mudavadi condemning the DCI. I am going slowly, inch by inch, soil by soil, piece by piece, to unravel Mudavadi's speech. For the whole of this week, it will be boomeranging for Mudavadi Akiamu. Let him try to sell his manifesto. Intellectuals who are millions watching, intellectuals who read, those who read and go back, they will tell their other people not to vote you. We know the strategy. All the graft suspects, where are they? Where are they, Miriam? All people that this year is looking for, including Malala, including Sakaja. I saw someone called Sakaja. Is Sakaja a Kenyan? Is Sakaja a Kenyan? I want somebody in Azimio to ask Sakaja whether he is a Kenyan. I want Sakaja to come on public and tell us whether he's a Kenyan. And I will come to tell you something. Hey, Moto! Wesonga, are you hearing me? Wesonga and Miriam, are you hearing me? Sakaja is a Kenyan. Eh? Sakaja, you are a Kenyan now lecturing to people. Where am I? Just if I were you, just keep quiet, Wana. At least Matsanga has never borrowed an identity card. Wewe wacha maneno yako. Nyenye mnatisha Uhuru. You are threatening Uhuru every time. You know, because Uhuru doesn't know some of these people. Wanamtisha. And the president is being black besmirched by an idiot like Sakaja, who drinks and fails to drink when he is a chairman of health committee in the Senate. He drinks himself up to the pissing point. Even the pistol falls in Kempinski on the floor. Stupid. He want to muambie ukweli, jamani. I'm on. I'm tuned on. Bring it on. I bring on. You know, you touch the duck that has stepped in the mud. Miriam, a duck that has stepped in the mud. When you touch the duck that has stepped in the mud, you can see the problem. So, Wesonga and the viewers across, and I am happy that I am seeing my friend Akengo, take these notes and pass them to Baba. Now, turning around, and Mudavadi was saying that the government has weaponized. You know, the government spokesman might not answer this because he fears for his job. That tomorrow, I am not a government spokesman, and I'm just an activist, purely international activist. And very soon, by July, I would have laid the ground for waiting for some people. As they are being sworn in, they are told not to step in some countries. My friend. So there is nowhere that the DCI has weaponized corruption. But the man seated with Mr. Mudavadi weaponized corruption. Can you put that point on fact check? False. That's a false accusation against President Uhuru Kenyatta. You know, by nature, I'm a lawyer. And when I arrange my things, that's why I defeated Ocampo. When they saw that if we brought this man to this court will collapse. And they agreed never to bring me there and drop every charge. I'm not like Dichero, who is going to be sentenced to 5 years. I'm not. I am the only man who defeated Article 7 by reasoning the way I'm reasoning here. So when you talk about the real facts, Mudavadi was meaning the man seated with him, Kimani Chungwa, Duale, they were all together. Bring the newspaper on board, the newspaper of People's Daily. Production team in Nairobi, bring the newspaper. Bring it on top. When it is on top, signal to me. Read that paper. Mudavadi says, why I can't work with Ruto. You know, for me, tunashika watu pole pole. Miriam, get the date. You are an expert. I can see there. Get that date. Unaona hiyo date. Tuandikie jina hapo the date. When Mudavadi, the fallacy of Mudavadi, this whole week, we shall be bringing slowly, inch by inch, soil by soil, to dissect Mudavadi's stupidity, falsehood, and money laundering tactics of Golden Bag and the cemetery. That is what Mudavadi said. I cannot work with Ruto because Ruto is a thief. So a song telling me.
Yeah. Let me just read that. ANC leader claims DP is one of the chief architects of the economic crisis subjecting that, corruption that, because I remember during that time, was it in 2019, where headline by headline every day in the country was about corruption. And so Mudavadi said, I cannot work with somebody. So it's interesting, Doc, and a point that you've brought. We know any political leader that has been accused in this country of corruption, former governors, former ministers, especially the politicians, they find a very safe haven by joining the DP's camp. So when Mudavadi says he's committed to fight corruption, how can you fight corruption when you're working with people who have been extensively accused as being part of corruption and having committed this economic, economic corruption, as we've seen in the country, and public looting, but you don't have a problem working with them? That is a puzzle.
Look, thank you, Miriam. Exactly. I am not talking against anybody. I'm just now doing an analysis of the paper. And you have brought the very good dates. What was Mudavadi saying? He said, Ruto is the architect of all the major corruption that has taken place in the Jubilee Party. And today, Mudavadi, yesterday, because the wife was present, and he has been paid some money, which is in Harun Ayadini's account. They are soon, next week, you'll see Mudavadi flying out. And I know I've already seen the tickets booked. By the way, Mudavadi, I will be in the hotel where you are going. I'm a bad boy. I've now started, for the sake of defending Uhuru Kenyatta. Now, for the last minute, in the 7 months, it will be Umundu Humundu. How did I song? Umundu Humundu. Then there is this other embassy, this stupid man of Tocho embassy. What does Wetangula? If I were Moses, Moses is a good man at heart. Some of us who have eaten in his house, but he's a very bad man at social manners. So if I were Moses, I would just, you see, it is very bad for Luya people to be told that when you buy Mudavadi, you have got Moses free. It is very bad. I don't know how a man who has gone to school, in fact, every Luya, and
actually demeaning, Dr. Sanga.
That is very demeaning. Jermaine, you look at me, you people who are watching me on this TV. Uhuru has never given me any money to say what I'm saying. I'm sorry. I look for my own money. But for you to be bought, to be told that when you buy Mudavadi, you have got
you get rectangular for free.
Yeah. How do you tell your children? How do you tell your children?
Well, that's a bargain. 2 for a price of 1. I love a good discount, but not this kind.
Surely, how that when you buy Mudavadi, you will get Wetangula free. Poverty is very bad. But I'm going on Luya
radio. To the days of Shikuku, takes us back to the days of Shikuku and some things that used to be said.
Yes, Shikuku used to tell us the truth, Jamen. I am also Shikuku. I am also Shikuku as a Luya. Mulibu bina. That when they buy Mudavadi, you come as, by the way, a profit.
Discounted price.
Discounted price. And the Wetangula was there. You know, these days, this thief is like this. Because of theft of the embassy, this thief is like this.
Oh my God.
How can you tell your children who are grown up that I am your dad? I've been also bought. I am joining, we are going that Wilson Churchill through the stone. Wetangula, go understand and get a master's degree. You have only one Kasiporo degree since I knew you. By the way, I'm telling you, Senator Wetangula, have a master's degree. This degree makes you now look so cheap. You're a senior counsel, but improve your education and the law. I saw you when I had no degree. When I had a smaller degree, now I have 4. They are waiting. In fact, I can give you 1 free so that you can improve your language. Wallahi Mungu Wetangula, you have ashamed me. I never knew that you are like this. Moses, we struggled against Moi, together you and me. You know it. But for you to be bought free, you come as you know, Kamakova. Kamakova. Makova means, you know, when you do profit, you get some money on top. Ruto got Makova. Asanga, let me be a refugee. But I'm happy. I'm happy to be a refugee, but not to be bought by Ruto. That when you buy, surely, Miriam, you know, at times I like Raila very much because it's very difficult to know to say Raila has come on board, by the way. Raila comes full-fledged. But we come by the way. No wonder women beat him every time. Women, the other woman beat Wetangula, and Wetangula cried like a baby. Oh mama, don't beat me. I have never laughed like this for 1.5 years. But this is Miriam, take over the show. We're Songa. It is embarrassing. I don't know. You know, where is Atwoli must be great organizing his words. You know, Muse Atwoli, please, since all the Luya elders have gone, please, they have died. Masinde Muliro has gone. Everybody has gone. I am now also crying. Please come. Our children have been mortgaged. One has been bought for free. Another one came for free. Another one was got as a dividend. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Kamakoba. Akengo knows what Kamakoba on top. This is very serious. What type of Luya are we having today? Surely, our ancestors Masinde Muliro, Wamarwa Kijana, what are they thinking about us? Mirumbi, all these guys, Nabwera, Aori Mudi Aori, whom you can not buy. Look at Mudi Aori. He left the government. He didn't care, but he was never bought. Gumo, where you people wake up, surely the clan is going down. Some are coming by free, by this macho mafia man. He's buying one and taking one free. Buy one, take one free.
That's how I buy my soap at the supermarket. I love a good deal, but I don't want to.
Thank you very much, Miriam. So the last one as we go, because I will spare the others. I have prepared 20 assault missiles to dissect the son of Anna, to bring Anna back to resting place, because she's disturbed from yesterday. Yesterday was a darker Sunday for the Luya community across. We had hoped that our people in Kenya would raise our standards, and then we have men like Sakaja masquerading as pure Kenyans. But when you tell them the details, it is us. When they were born, we know where they were born. A man like Batanga knows Sakaja. So Sakaja, shut up. You can threaten people there. But wherever come on, if you go on like that, I will expose you. So shh. I'm the only one who doesn't want to forge these things. That's it. Call me the name Matanga, the Ugandan hippo, Thomas, what, big man, fat man, big stomach. 20,000 insults because I defend Uhuru Kenyatta. Thank you. At least I'm defending a Pan-African who will defend me in Africa one day. Who will make Africa better? But I cannot be bought, and I come as profit. Buy one, take two. Hey, where is Harware? Harware did not appear in this meeting yesterday. Senator Harware, join me. Come this way. Because they have already preferred Malala for that place.
After that event that was hosted by Senator Malala at the end of the year last year, the tournament, and Halwale was kind of given a very cold shoulder. So I think he took his cue from that meeting. So maybe he's just reorganizing himself and as he strategizes towards his future. But yes, he was missing. I didn't even notice he was missing. But Nelson Harvey was.
So are you bringing Nelson Harvey as a Congolese?
They were the.
Now he's not in LSK. Nelson Harvey is a Congolese. The mother came with Nelson Harvey in the stomach. So if Nelson Harvey has been naturalized by Kenyans, let him shut up. But if he goes on talking about us, we have already traced where he came from. Show me the father of Nelson Harvey. Me, if you go to my place, they will show you the father. He was the founder member of Uganda People's Congress with Obote in 1958. He's known. Even Museveni knows. Museveni's son knows. Yes. Where is Harvey's father? He's in the Congo forest. Well, so now they have brought themselves out. Let's now, we shall also stand with Raila. You touch Raila, we touch you. We touch. Like that Sakaja, we shall touch. until by the time of election, he will not be on the panel that he wants to become a governor of Nairobi. Nairobi will be fake papers. Daniel, Leo, I have given you more information today. Crack on these things. People have been stomached for a long time, Jermaine. Uhuru has been a very good man. Uhuru is a very good president. And very soon the president is going to embark on a mission to tell the truth. I'm laying a ground for a place. The person coming, these shoes are bigger than me. Hey! I'm laying the ground point by point. 22 points have come out with from Mr. Mudavadi's speech. Today, this is the last one. And let me go to the last one, Miriam. Very clear. The last one is very interesting. Not the last one for today. The last one for today, point number 3. Mudavadi talks about agriculture and the farmers. He did talk about agriculture and the farmers in his speech.
Doc, and when I heard it, I sat up very quickly because I wanted to hear what he has to say about it, because we know the history of agriculture and how our farmers have suffered in the hands of some people in this country.
Now, Mr. Mudavadi and the people, you know, intelligent television should be doing this analysis instead of bringing Isaac Mwaura. That Isaac Mwaura can analyze the situation who has moved from River Yala back to River Athi River, back to Nzoia, then it goes to Ruiru, then back to Makueni. This is an opportunist, a prostitute. Isaac Mwaura is a prostitute. You know, when we talk about prostitution, people think it's only women. Men are also prostitutes, political prostitute. Not the other prostitute. Political prostitute. Prostitute. Malaya at Wabufuzi. From one place to the other. Mwaura, that he was brought on TV to talk about the Uru, this is very good. What study do you have? By May, there will be no vote in Mount Kenya for Ruto and Mudavadi. They will get 0. Didn't I threaten us that Mudavadi was like a wind when he go like this? Have you seen this Spanish cow bulls fighting? Mudavadi is like that Spanish bull. It runs to get you, then you dodge, it goes to fall. That's what I saw in 2012. And I don't think I'm going to see anything new. So Miriam, my sister, agriculture, lastly. Mudavadi talked about agriculture, that he said agriculture is dead. But the man who killed agriculture was seated just near him. But let's see. Let's find out facts about Mudavadi's agriculture. Farmers across the sectors are agonizing. They don't know whether to throw the towel in the towel or to try once more season. Each year is a new season of net loss on investment. That is false. Fact check is false. Farmers under Uhuru Kenyatta have, the tea farmers, the coffee farmers have been catered very well. Nzoia Sugar Works, Mumias Sugar Works, where Mr. Mudavadi comes from, government has pumped in money. But a brother-in-law of Mr. Ruto, who was the chief accountant under the receivership in Mumias, started siphoning this money back to Ruto. You remember before Jacob Juma died, Jacob Juma wrote to everything on Facebook and told us about the money that is pumped in Mumiazi sugar and pumped back to the deputy president. You remember the maize that was bought and the farmers? I don't know whether Stephen has got that clip where the farmers told the senators where Ruto's henchmen had gone to Uganda and bought maize. Some of the maize was not well treated. It was rotting in Kisumu depots. It turned green. Now, Mr. Mudavadi, who of us could sit with the same man who was clapping when you are talking about maize because you had been bought? You know, when you have been bought, you don't even see that the enemy is clapping. You see everything about this man who saved you and said, I will give you money for campaign to insult Uhuru Kenyatta. He didn't see that the man who imported maize from Kenya, fertilizers from Mexico and Brazil, sugar from Brazil, whose sugar has been intercepted, that has filled, whose sugar comes from Uganda, who deals with sugar in Uganda, the companies that I know, which I have, which I'm going to release a dossier. The same deputy president seated with Mudavadi. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Africa that we want. The Africa that we want is not the Africa of men pretending to be honest when they are dishonest, like Mudavadi. Mudavadi is the most dishonest fellow. Mudavadi was begging to sell his building, one of the properties in central Nairobi. He was saved. I have a video where Mudavadi was picking 50 million shillings. I will play to it in one of these days. I will play. And Wycliffe, remember the place where you came? I was also there. So, you know what you picked. You said you are going to organize. So, everything, tutaleta. So, the best thing, wewe, enda pole pole. With your new marriage, if you have been the one married. In fact, it looks Mudavadi was married. And then Wetangula came as co-wife. As Wasisi. Wesonga, that's the word I was looking for. Wasisi. Mr. Wesonga, can we teach Miriam something? Wasisi. Miriam, Wetangula was given as Wasisi. When you tell a Ruya that Wetangula is Wasisi, the Muruya will just beg you not to say it again. So my Ruya brothers who are here on this platform, listening to me, let's play the videos video, the farmers video. As I told you,
nilisoma na baba yako 1954. Nyinyi siku zinahesabika. Kunyongwa eri kukufa kuliko kuishi Kenya. Mnasikia? Eri kukufa kuliko kuishi Kenya. Eri kipo kabisa. Watoto wanaenda cheza na sisi namna gani? Weta na Orengo na Moi. Nyinyi ni senior. Inje hawezi endeshwa namna hii hata nyumba yako.
Thank you for earning 1 million plus. Sisi wakulima hapa, watoto wetu hawaendi shule. Yours, I know they are in Australia. They are in United States of America.
Wakulima hawa
wanashuku nyinyi kwamba nyinyi ndio kateli wakubwa. Huo ndio ukweli wa mambo. Huyu mnyama anaitwa kateli ni nani ambaye nyinyi hamwezi kumtaja? Ukifika huko ati kuna katela anakula serikali. Ukifika huko kuna katela anayekula cereal. Kwani huyu kateli ni mbwa mwitu?
Tunaimba hapa Kiswahili kizuri, Kiingereza kizuri, lakini hakuna inakuishia sanduku ya Senate. Recommend, wewe unajua kuzungumza sana. Zungumza mahindi leo. Mahindi ilitoka kwa Mexico. Ilikuwa ya nani?
Mumekuja hapa kututanganya. Mumekuja hapa kutuweka sisi merry-go-round. Yeah? Maneno ya 2022 watu wetu nakupa hapa ribarol kama mzike. Yeah? Sisi tuko na tabu ya kutosha. Hii watu mnapoona namna hii tuna tabu. Mahindi ndani ya sito, mahindi ndani ya cereal, mahindi sasa tayari kwa shamba, na mnakuja tu kutuchekelea haki ya Mungu.
Zikiagizwa hakuna deni, wanalipwa mbeleni. Yeah? Lakini ikiwa mwana Kenya inakuwa ni deni. Inakuwa ni deni. Sasa mamlaka ya serikali ni kwanza ni kuwahudumia wa Kenya. Na mimi hii ni aibu kubwa sana. Kwa sababu tumepata mafuta, sasa kama mambo ya mahindi imetushinda, mambo ya mafuta tutaweza kweli?
Mahindi inaingia kiholela kutoka nchi jirani. Na sisi tukaambia wale viongozi ambao wanalinda mpaka, serikali ya Kenya haikutumia ushuru wa mwananchi kujenga magala ya cereals board kusaidia mkulima wa nchi jirani. Wanakuja gorogoro moja sasa Bungoma ni shilingi 9. Kwa sababu mkulima hana pa kupeleka chakula chake.
And we want to do something once and for all. Hatutaki vile ndugu yangu Mheshimiwa Tirena amesema turudi kila saa kwa hii hole.
Thank you very much, viewers. You have seen it all crowned on the subject of agriculture. Tomorrow, we continue on the subjects. Those are only 3 items I've done the whole week. I will be doing 4 items each. And I will finish. I will be on time every morning to finalize, to debunk Mudavadi's fallacy, to make sure that buy one, get one free does not occur to the Luhya community as long as I'm alive. It is very sad. We as Luhyas, all of us across from Mbale, Mumias, Bungoma, Kitale, Vihiga, Butere, Kakamega, Busia, we are very ashamed. We are very, very ashamed to buy one, get one free. This is something that is historical. It has killed our culture, that we are never bought one, get one free. Surely we have reduced ourselves to this level of one free. Commodities, buy one soap bar, get 2. Buy one Vim, get extra 1. Yee. Hey, if Wamarwa, Wangamati, Mudavadi Mudamba, the real father, if we walk up and saw this buy one, buy 2, buy one, get 1, Fiore, I swear Mudavadi will refuse. If Martin Sikuku walk up and saw this stupidity amongst we Luhya people, what a shame. Buy one, get 2. Buy one, get one free. Lipa moja, moja bure. That's it. No. I think, let me just close this chapter. Lipa moja, moja ya bure. Share is this. This is where we have reached, we Luyas. Surely, are there no intellectuals in Luya community in Kenya who can stand up? Where is Mrisa Kitui? Where are these people? Where Maskari Combo? Where are you? How can we be bought like this by this man here who has stolen money from us? Where are we? Buy one, get one free. Nunua moja, moja utachukua bure. Hey, thank you very much. I want to give each of you 1 minute, starting from Wesonga, then to Miriam. Wesonga, your minute starts now on the editor's memo to summarize that.
Thank you so much, Dr. Matsanga David. And of course, mine is just to reiterate the kind of hypocrisy and the kind of conmanship that we saw yesterday. You know, a man teaming up with a very, very corrupt individual, and of course, in the same breath, trying to portray the government of the day as corrupt. And also, the fact that Musalia Mudavadi has been a beneficiary of the same government that he was belittling yesterday. It is really an statement to say that perhaps he lacked even respect for the head of state, who has been a very, very kind.
Yes, go ahead, Songa, go ahead.
Yeah, it is really an understatement to say that he actually even lacked respect for the head of state, who has been very, very kind to him, in that he has always considered even his advice before taking on major projects, and also even doing things that are of national importance. So to me, I believe the side that he has gone there, to is where he belongs, and there is where we have the most corrupt individuals. You have been able to outline whatever deficiencies, whatever scandals that were actually roped into his tenure as the Minister of Finance, as well as the Vice President. And really, that is what also William Ruto is. So to me, it will be to Kenyans, mine will be to call on Kenyans not to elect these kind of individuals, because if you elect Musalia Mudavadi, someone who was an architect of Goldenberg, someone who almost sold cemetery land, and you give him with William Ruto to run this country, then these the individuals who will actually get this country to its knees. Whatever Mudavadi was saying yesterday, that the country is broke, is actually a fallacy. Whatever will happen if they are given the country with William Ruto is actually maybe perhaps what he was talking about yesterday. But to me, I believe, Dr. Masanga, there was a lot of dishonesty, and there was a lot of political backstabbing in whatever happened yesterday. I submit.
Thank you very much, Miriam. You are parting short. I can see you are brought to buy one, take one free.
I've told you, that's how I buy my soaps. That's how I buy my bathing soaps. That's how I buy my tissues. That's how I buy my dishwashing soaps. I walk in the supermarket, I find a brand that I use, it's on offer, I'll get them and stock up as much as.
And then the other one comes free.
Yeah, you buy one. But I would never think in my life that that will be the situation as far as choosing my leaders in this country will be concerned. So I think this new aspect you're seeing, and what Kenyans now are talking about, it's quite interesting as far as leadership and politics in this country are concerned. Buy one, get one free. That should be left for the tissue papers. That should be left for the dishwashing, soaps, and the products. But when it comes to a leadership, there has to be a way how we get to choose our leaders. And the reason as to why we choose even to get into coalitions, do we love Do we love their ideals? Do we love their manifesto? That should be how we choose to get into coalitions as far as our politics is concerned. So for me as a Kenyan, as much as it is funny, but it is sad and it baffles me at the same time. So I think the video that was just played, it never gets old. And every time it plays as a Kenyan, I get very sad and I get very angry at the same time, because we know that the Rift Valley, that is the heart, the food basket of this country. And the politics aside, the leadership of that country has failed. And every time, especially the deputy president stands and says that, you know, Raila Odinga has been the prime minister of this country, he's been in politics for this amount of years, can he come out and show us what he has done, even to his community, you know, how he has contributed to benefiting and improving the lives of Kenyans? Deputy President, those are farmers from your own backyard. And at that time, they were making these complaints. A section of Kenya was dying of famine and lack of food. And one section of Kenya had so much that was rotting, and yet the leadership of that particular region was being accused. They are the ones who are bringing in even this maize from outside the country. I think for me, it is unacceptable. But for Musalia Mudavadi to come in now and tell us he wants to do something about agriculture and things like that, and yet he has no problem cohabiting with the same people who are interfering. Kimwarer and Arol dams was meant to go a long way in addressing the issue of food insecurity, because if you can help people have that water, they can do irrigation, they can live. That means open opportunities and addressing the issue of food insecurity. So that is not a problem for you, Mudavadi, and you want to solve the issue of agriculture. Get out of here with that. I don't know. It's disappointing for me. So we'll keep talking about it and see these issues and how they will at all come to fruition in the coming days. But for me, a lot of things that were being said yesterday then, and I paid good attention because I didn't want to be biased. I wanted to listen with an open heart and see what is it that Mudavadi is bringing to the table that perhaps will be different. But everything he said was contradicted by the people who were present in that meeting yesterday and by what you've seen from the past. So there's nothing new there. There's nothing there to take home for me.
Thank you very much, Miriam. You have done every day. And I think from now onwards, Mom, you will be the one to do the summary. Because the summary is excellent.
Yeah, let's leave the tissue papers.
You have done it very, very nicely. And this encourages me to even now bring more of this research, and we hammer the point. The point is very clear. You can't be a honest man, then join a dishonest person. We are told a dishonest person is shunned, either rehabilitated in the community. Mudavadi should have rehabilitated in Ruto. But you cannot say you join him, then he orders you on Friday, on Wednesday. Can you show there is something before we leave? Just 1 minute. Something has just come in. Look at this newspaper. Someone has sent a newspaper from very far from Nairobi to us to say, have you seen this? Stephen put it on, there you are, sir, in Nairobi, and he says, this is very disgusting. Actually, there you are, you'll see it shortly. It is, put it, Miriam, I have not comprehended myself. I've not sat down to comprehend how a gentleman corrects his family. Some things, me, if I know I'm going to lie, I come alone to lie to you. But I want to correct my wife, to witness all my daughters, to witness my lies. Because they will grow up lying. He will grow. Have you seen? That's the paper I'm talking about. Look at that paper. It has just come in now. It says you have to follow our rules. UDA has told Mudavadi. Either you follow our rules, because now you have their money. If they tell you to sit on a hot metal, which will burn your legs, you will sit. I didn't want to say any bad word. I'm now being cautious. But offline, I would say quite a lot of things. You will sit. So that's how we have reached. These men have no future. And in Ruto's 10 years, Ruto is not going to give you chance for 5 years. He's power hungry. He's still very young. By 2027, Ruto will be 57. He's now 52 this year. So he won't give you a chance. He would want to go to 65 or 62. Then he can say, Mudavadi, now you take. In 2032, how old will Mudavadi be? He will also be like Raila, whom he is choosing every day of age. That ideas are not, whose ideas has he got? Tomorrow, don't forget, as I traced, the money from George Soros. How the money from George Soros arrived on the account of Tessie. It is going to be very interesting.
All right, and Doc, sorry, I know you want to close down, but I think a very
No, I'm not closing. I'm open.
It's okay, we are coming to an end. My member of parliament in Sterehe Jagua just joined UDA. I think that was expected. And also from across the continent in Burkina Faso, our president is reported to be under, he's being held by mutinying a soldier. The story I think was trending yesterday. It has not, it was not confirmed, but as you speak,
it has now been confirmed, Miriam.
Yes, it has been confirmed right now. So
there
that
is a military coup coming.
Are going up in Burkina Faso.
Which will lead to the problem of Burkina Faso is Sankara. The death of Sankara has sparked quite a lot of difficulties. That the man who killed Sankara is on trial.
Yeah.
And that man had...
One of the things the armies are putting as their reasons as to why they're part of the army is carrying out this, they're saying, we know with the jihadists and the extremist group in that Sahel region, the government has not given enough resources for the army of the country to fight the insurgency and the extremist groups. So that is just one of the key things that they are, but I think there's more to it as usual. So maybe in our upcoming shows, we shall look at it and see what's
Miriam, one of the main reasons is the president who assassinated Sankara is on trial. And this man, after the assassination of Sankara, recruited his own army.
Yeah, Blaise Compaoré. I think he from the country, yeah.
Yes. Compaoré recruited the army. So Compaoré is out of the country paying.
And the trial of Sankara has started last year.
Yes. And nobody wants.
Yes.
Some of the generals who are in the army took part in the killing of Sankara. So if you are coming up now to say, like in Khartoum, to say that we want Mr. Bashir to be taken to the ICC, when you are the commander of Janjaweed,
it's a problem.
What next will ICC do for you? They will also take you.
Very well, that will be a conversation. We need like a
and before you leave the conversation, another interesting scenario that Kenyans should expect. And Miriam, these are good things that our television and always viewers, don't forget them. Please join us. Join us to listen to wisdom from this side. Some things that are not told on the main TV, because some of the people editors, they are both pocketed with the green envelopes, white envelopes, this, that, the yellow. Yeah, what waweke kitu was another thing that is coming for Kenya. There was an earthquake. Now we are going to have a tsunami. A tsunami and earthquake, what comes first? Miriam, I'm testing your geography here. Although you are not a geologist like Mudavadi. It is earthquake.
They happen in different times.
No. It's earthquake. It is the earthquake that sparks a tsunami. Learn it from today onwards. So, yes. In water. There is no tsunami without an earthquake.
Okay.
The trauma, Richter scale, started the geological formation. It is that hole that goes down, that the water goes down.
Yeah.
Then that water from down, after feeding there with the amount of pressure, which is the borehole, because you said your house has a borehole. Me, where I stay, I will never suffer from water.
Okay, so earthquakes trigger a tsunami.
Thank you very much, my dear sister.
Okay.
It triggers a tsunami in Hawaii, in Indonesia, in Japan.
And a cyclone in Mozambique.
In Mozambique, it's a tsunami. Unlike, and I repeat, unlike cyclone, Hurricane Katrina is not triggered by tsunami. It's triggered by the movement of earth with pressure coming from down. It's not an earthquake. Then the hurricane forms on top. If you are very unlucky and you are traveling from South Africa to New York, there is where the two worlds meet, where you see a plane. Miriam, you will not like to use that route anymore. When you are jumping on the northern hemisphere from the southern hemisphere, where the two waters, the two Atlantic and this other ocean meet. Mama, it's very bad. It's very bad trouble. I wouldn't like to. That's why Kenya, people who go on this route are better. They go through DRC, Congo, then they go and pick it from West African angle. And then up to the US, 10 hours. You sit for 14 hours, is it? From Nairobi, I think it is.
So now the earthquake has triggered a tsunami, so we wait for the tsunami, in short.
Please, the tsunami I was telling you, one of them, this tsunami that is coming to Kenya is going to be in three-pronged. The ICC is looking for some people who poked people's eyes. And that show that is going to begin on 15th of February. So expect a tsunami. The second tsunami, the ruling on BBI will be coming sometime in February before 9th. Expect a tsunami. The third one is buy one, get one free. Could be rearranged.
We've decided let's leave that to the tissues and soaps.
Thank you very much, viewers. Thank you very much. This is Dr. David Matanga from the Political Command Center. I've been hosting this show on the editor's memo. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow together with my beloved sister, beloved person, Miriam Ogutu, and my comrade at arms, not in arms, but comrade at arms, Daniel Wesonga, and together with our engineers, plus our social media operations that are scattered, they are doing a great job. Thank you very much, all of you, our engineers in Nairobi, Kenya. Thank you very much. God bless you. Look forward to seeing you again tomorrow morning. We have done a good 4 hours of non-stop. Thank you. God bless.